just a good old boy.
Howdy y'all. I am mowing gonna be mowing some more custom hay today. With McCormick. I may actually go to some of our places after this. I want to talk about ag a little bit today, and explain something that I've kind of got a feeling about. I've been getting asked quite a bit about the cattle markets lately. I've answered several people back and told them my thoughts on the situation. And what it's all about is, I think, is everybody's seen this deal that the president has announced that they've reached with Europe and how it's going to benefit the cattle industry. Honestly, this is my thoughts. Now, I may be wrong. I'm not an expert. But just looking at it from an outsider, I don't know what's in the agreement. That's the key thing. But if it's just says that they're going to take our beef and that's it, I don't see how it's really going to benefit us that much. And y'all probably thinking, that's crazy. How would it not benefit us? In the way it used to be, I could say yes, that would benefit us greatly. But in the current situation with the cattle industry, I don't see how it's going to benefit us at all. And the reason I say that is we have no way of distinguishing our meat from anybody else's meat. Everything that comes in the U.S. And goes through a packing facility is considered U.S. beef. It can be frozen and repackaged. It can be a live animal and from another country and then processed, and then it's American beef. It doesn't have to be born, raised, and fed here on American soil to be American beef anymore. So when I look at this and I sit back and I think, and I'm looking at it, and everybody's obviously, I hope I'm wrong, and I'm trying to be optimistic and hope that it's going to make a change. But I look back at the same deal we had with Japan not that long ago, back earlier in the spring, to take more American beef and to start taking American beef. It did absolutely nothing. It's the same deal. The market didn't even fluctuate. And the reason why is we're no longer in a U.S. market anymore. We're in the world market. Being we have no way to distinguish our beef from anyone else, and it's all the same thing now, we're in a world market now, and whatever the world market is around, that's generally where our beef is going to be priced around. We don't have that marketing ability anymore to market our beef as an exception. What'll happen with this deal is the same thing is going to happen in Japan. All the people around the world are eating beef now. They're getting it from somewhere. Wherever it's at, that's where they're getting it from. Whether it's back doors, rear channeling from one country to the other, even though they say they're not going to take beef from, say, us or somebody else, it has a roundabout way of getting in there. Unless you have proper laws in place that prevent that, to inform the customer what they're buying. And right now we don't have any of those. But what's going to happen is, say they're buying, just as an example, I don't know where Europe gets most of their meat, but just say they're buying beef from, I don't know, Germany. Say that all their beef comes out of Germany, or just as an example. Well, they're going to agreed to take in 46% more beef in the next year. Well, where do you think all that beef that they're buying now is going to go? From wherever they're getting it from. And what do you think is going to happen with it? It's still there. It's still got to be sold. I tell you what's going to happen. That beef is going to flow into the U.S., onto the U.S. market, and it's going to be stamped product USA, and it's going to be funneled back through that channel into either Europe or into our markets. And there's no advantage to us selling. There's a sewer cap here somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but I know it's here somewhere. I don't want to hit that thing. There's a concrete pad there. But there is a sewer head here somewhere. Hold on a minute, I gotta find this thing. I don't want to tear my mower up. I know it's here. It may be it back there, where that clear spot is. I hope it is, because I sure don't want to hit that thing. Anyway, they're just going to ring it around the rosy. They may be a little bit of a market perk up just due to all the moving it all around. But they don't even have to ship it in here live. They just ship it in here in boxes frozen and repackage it and label it product to USA, and that's it. So there's not really going to be a market change shift that's going to amount to anything, I guess is what my point is. Because if we put more of our beef out there in different places, they just send more in here. And there's no way to say, well, this is from here, this is from there, this is what's in this is what's in that, this is what this has been. It's all the same. It's all stamped product to USA once it comes through this country and through a packing facility. So there's no advantage to us saying, well, we're going to send them 46% more beef in this year, unless all of a sudden people around the world start eating way more beef. Our markets aren't going to change, because we're in a world market now, because we have no marketing ability to sell or promote American beef or to distinguish it. We can promote it all day. We can say American beef's the best beef in the world, but if there's no way to distinguish that beef from someone else, what good is it? It's all the same. You're marketing their beef. It doesn't do any good, because it's all American beef right now. At that point, as long as they run it through a packing facility and it goes through the proper processes, it don't matter where it's from. It's all USA beef. So we have no marketing ability to market the beef no matter where it's from. So it's all just show and smoke. That's all it is. As great as it sounds and as hard as we all wanted to see that for years, it's pointless, which is probably why it's going on anyway, because it doesn't really matter. It's all show. To somebody that doesn't know anything about the cattle industry currently and the way it's working, it probably on paper looks like a huge, big deal and accomplishment. But in reality, it's nothing. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's something in that agreement that even if it says it has to be, without a doubt, born, raised, bred in the USA and fed from the ground up, it doesn't matter really when you think about it, because even if we send all our cattle somewhere else, they're sending all their other cattle in here and stamping it product to USA, so it does nothing. I mean, honestly, it does nothing. I mean, it's not going to help us at all, because they just keep funneling more in here to drive the price down. It's because we have no way to distinguish our product anymore, because we don't have any country of origin laws. There's no requirement for those companies to have to be honest when they stamp it product to USA, or if they stamp it at all. What chaps my rear end is, I know Europe for a long time, Japan same way. They don't want certain hormones in their beef. Well, even if we don't do any of that, if we stick by our thing here in the US and we do what we're supposed to do, if they send them a package of that meat that's been sent in here from somewhere else and they find that in there, who's going to be to blame? It's not the packers. It's not the other country. It's got our name on it. It's stamped product to USA no matter what. So the American cattle producer is the one that's going to pay the cost for that in the end. it does, none of it really matters. It's all just pointless at this point, and that's the way it is. There's not a lot to do about it. That's my thoughts on the American cattle industry. Whatever the world market shows as far as beef, that's what is the only thing that's going to change anything for us right now, from my outlook on it and the way I understand it. There's nothing going to change. And that's where we're at right now with the markets. Until we have a way to distinguish our beef from someone else so we can market it as being a better product, to have a way to do that, it's all pointless and it doesn't matter anyway. And that's just kind of how I feel about it. See y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day.